Hey everyone, hope you're all well. Today I'm going to talk a bit about how I went surfing earlier this year. In August, I was lucky enough to get the chance to go with Surfability CIC down in South Wales and do some adapted surfing. So that's surfing for anyone with a disability. I'm going to show you a bit about how I did it and what it was like and talk about my experiences a bit. But yeah, I thought it was a really good experience. It's not something I really considered ever doing before until I met a really cool guy down in Cornwall that was kind of like, oh, you should give this a go. He was a surf instructor himself. He was trained at the centre, but he didn't have the equipment with him to be able to do it. So he referred me to the Surfability Centre, and we set something up. But hopefully this gives you a bit of insight, and you can maybe have a go yourselves. So when we got there, the first thing we had to do was get into a wetsuit. Now, you can probably imagine that someone who can't use their legs and their lower body, it's a very big struggle to get into a wetsuit. But they were really helpful. They had a bed that went up and down, they had a hoist, they had everything available, and they had these sort of slide sheets that you put your legs into to help slide the suit on. They also recommended putting on a slightly larger wetsuit than normal so that it was easier to pull on. So with the help of my personal assistant and a friend, I managed to get this thing on. So I'd maybe recommend having somebody or a couple of people that could help you if you want to do it for the first time. From there, they put me into sort of a beach chair that had some floats on it. You'll see this chair in the pictures and in the videos, and that helped get me down to the water and be able to surf. It was an absolutely freezing day. It was wet, miserable, and horrible, but actually once you're in the water it made no difference, so it was definitely worth doing. And despite braving the cold and feeling a bit like, what am I doing, I'm really glad I did it. Next you'll see a video of how they got me onto the surfboard and into the waves. You'll see there's quite a lot of manhandling, although they had a sort of a sling that was designed for doing lifting and manual handling, so they had two people on each side who could sort of help me onto the board, flip me over onto my front and get me on the surfboard, and then they had to sort of shuffle me up the board a bit. This meant I could be at the front of the board where I could see what I was doing and be able to steer it slightly as we surfed with the help of an instructor. Unfortunately, the person I was with was also going for a surf, so I didn't actually get any of the footage of myself surfing. But basically, I put my hands in the slots in front of me, and they have a sort of ramp so you can see forwards because I can't lift my head very far. And by pushing down on the two sides of the board, using the Velcro slots that are there, you can steer onto the wave with a bit of help from somebody else who gives you a bit of a push to get you started. So it was really good fun, and I really enjoyed it. It felt quite fast and exhilarating. It was a feeling I'd missed since breaking my neck. I grew up in Cornwall at boarding school, and to be able to sort of get back in the sea after all those years felt really good. I used to love going in the sea and going for a surf, although I was always terrible at it. But I'm probably as good as I am now on my disabled self. So I've not lost too much, but it was nice to actually get back out there. The only thing I would say is that for anyone that struggles with this sort of temperature control like I do, I managed to last about 45 minutes to an hour before I just had to say I've got to pack it in. I was too cold, and the seawater in my eyes was starting to really sting. So if I was going to do it again, I'd maybe take some swimming goggles. I'd probably look a bit silly, but at least you'd not have to suffer the eye burn from the salt. My friend also had the opportunity to really enjoy themselves and got a surf lesson. They'd never done it before, and they really enjoyed it, and it's a really sort of good environment because they're able to help anyone and everyone. so it's a great activity to go do with a bunch of mates if you wanted to. They also cater for all sorts of disability, from autism to spinal injury to muscular atrophy to, yeah, whatever you can name it, they will be willing to try it. So definitely give it a go. But also, if you're slightly less adventurous, you don't necessarily have to lie down on the board. They have seats that you can sit down on, so they can actually take you for a ride. It's a bit less physical effort, but it might just be a bit more fun for somebody who's not so sure about doing it and lying in the cold water for all that time. So there's definitely options out there, and if you contact them, I'm sure that they'll be willing to help you out. So hopefully this video has given you a bit of an insight into what surfing is like with a disability, or at least my disability. I know all disabilities are completely different, but hopefully it inspires you to maybe go out and try it yourself. It's definitely worth a try. If you do want to give it a try, I'll make sure all the links are in the description, where to go to find the centre, who to contact, those sort of things. So please I'll try and make it easy for you. Go down there and click away. And please, if you're interested, I'll be posting more sort of activities I get up to. Hopefully, so you'll learn some more interesting things about disability, or what you can do with a disability, or just if you are disabled yourself, maybe think of something new to do yourself. So please like, subscribe, and share it with any friends or anyone you know who might be interested. It would really help the channel grow and hopefully spread the word. Thanks. Have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.